Welcome to today's edition of LendTech Briefing. Pamela Herman here, VP Marketing for Mortgage Cadence. Thank you so much for joining us. We are here at the next mortgage conference in Dallas, Texas. Joining me today, Diane Jester. She's the Senior VP of Business Solutions for Zventus. So Diane, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you, Pamela.
So tell us a little bit about your company.
Okay, yes. Zventus is a global company. We do strategy for clients. We also do business outsourcing, and we also do IT outsourcing.
What kind of clients do you have?
Our clients are mainly in the financial area, so mortgage companies is a good example there, just like the conference here today. We also support insurance, we also support medical, as well as startup companies.
So strategy. Let's talk about how you engage as a consultant to a mortgage lender about strategy.
Right. Well, first off, we would come in the door. Strategy is critical to every business, right? And we always believe that if there's a strategy in place, then you know what direction you're going in. Without a strategy, you don't know where you're heading.
What are you hearing about, what are your clients telling you about what they want over the next 3 years from their strategic direction?
Well, strategically, they want to be able to digitize the mortgage, right, the process. They're still learning a lot of these areas. They're looking for the right tools. So that's, again, another area that we focus in on. We don't just tell and advise the clients on, here's a recommended strategy. We also recommend tools, right? So we have some strategic partnerships with different vendors that we can recommend to them that, oh, by the way, if you want to do a digital mortgage experience, we can recommend this company. If you're looking to do mortgage auditing, let's say as an example, to make sure that the quality control is better for your closing documents, we would recommend one of our other partnerships. So we come in and not just say, here's a way to do it, a better way to enforce compliance or streamline the experience for the borrower, but also provide some solutions, recommendations.
So what are you hearing from your clients as far as their appetite around the borrower experience? How high on the radar is lending as it relates to the borrower?
It's actually top of mind. It's been there for a number of years as well. And I know people initially were, in the mortgage area, they've evolved over time from, well, clients, borrowers would come into the branch. Now borrowers want to be able to come to the branch, they want to be able to use a call center, they want to be able to stop in, at a branch, a financial center as an example, and have their questions answered immediately. So they want multiple channels. They want a way to get the information quickly. They don't want to be held on the phone lines. And a lot of them want 24/7 services, because nowadays with the digital world, they can use their phones for accessing information as well.
And what is the lender's skill level around still creating a human-to-human connection through that digital, those digital platforms, and their training behind it? What is their skill level around delivering that?
Right. Well, some lenders are further ahead than others, and I think it gets back to that strategy. Again, they've identified where do they want to head. And just one of the sessions they were just talking about now, the same thing is don't look at the technology, because the trends change every day, right? And if you looked at study the trends, you'd never get anything done. So it's looking at the company defining what their strategy is from end to end. And from that perspective, then you sit down and you identify, okay, how do we tackle it? When do we tackle it? And what tools do we use to tackle it? So and we'll help advise them there.
Yeah, this is really interesting to me, because I'm always very curious if technology or the digital era that we live in is driving their skill level towards technology, and how are they prepared, especially middle market or smaller lenders? How are they managing that demand for their knowledge of technology?
Well, that's an interesting part too. So some of them will take classes. We will provide opportunities for them to learn as well, so we have classes available, or actually a number of our managers have expertise in working in world banks. So we will leverage that experience of, well, this is what we did 10 years ago, here's how we took it from there to here, here's where that particular lender is, or other lenders where we have experience, we'll share that with them too, and how to get there. So a lot of it is best practices. The lessons learned that we've learned over the years, we'll share that same knowledge with them and help them get to that next generation. But again, it starts with the strategy, because one direction for one lender may not be the same as with another lender.
Exactly. So what's a perfect client for you? Who do you guys like to work with?
Perfect client would be a client that's innovative. They're looking to, like we're just talking about the borrower experience, they're looking to enhance the borrower experience. So they know they want to do it. They're just maybe possibly not sure how to do it. So one opportunity we would do is we would come in first off and look at their strategy. We would work with them possibly in case they might also need IT technology resources as well. So we provide developers, we'll provide analysts, testers, as well as project managers, just to name a few of those areas. But we can help supplement some of their team, or if they just need a person for short term, let's say the testing environment, where we have intense area of testing, we can provide a tester for 3 to 6 months to help them in those areas.
How long have you guys been in business?
Oh, just a little over a year actually.
Wow.
But our management team has, most of the managers on the staff have actually over 25 years experience in the industry.
So you guys all came together with all these different subject area expertise?
Yes, different expertise, exactly, and different experiences. And a lot of us came from, I know my experience, I worked with large lenders. So having that large lender experience as well as my other experience prior to that was actually working with some of the smaller lenders all around the world. So I have exposure with what's happening in Europe, what's happening in certain areas within the United States. How did the big guys do it, right? And then, like you said earlier, the medium-sized to smaller lenders, you have to adapt that plan. You can't expect them to do all the same steps. You can't expect them to do all the same rigorous testing, right? So again, we use best practices on what did we have to do, what's the minimum to make that a success.
So what are the biggest challenges, if you could draw a straight line through some of the biggest challenges you're seeing consistently? Where is it? Is it in the people? Is it process, systems?
I think some of it is, some clients believe that they have to do everything themselves. So I think that's our biggest obstacle, thinking that, oh gosh, I have to hire a person, I have to hire a consultant, and they're going to come in here, and then all they're going to do is, in some cases, this area for us. But not realizing that it's really, if you look at end to end, you need someone to help you end to end. You need someone that's going to come in the door and say, okay, here I'll help you with your strategy, define what it is, and oh, by the way, I can help you implement it. Right? Here's a set of partners that we can recommend. Here's some business intelligence, tools that we've worked with that we can recommend as well. Here's some IT resources. So it's really, they need to look at that from that perspective. Our company also offers what's called nearshore services, outsourcing services, which means that our team comes to the United States or Latin America, Mexico most likely, right? So what that means, it's a benefit to the clients because we're in the same time zone working with them. We work in Eastern time all the way to Pacific time, and our team is highly trained, has years of experience before we bring them on board, as well as the ability that they can service the customer's needs at a savings to them somewhere between 30 and 50%.
Wow. So when you look at, since you're a global company, when you look at the entire world of financial services, what country in your estimation is just kicking it? Like they just really have it dialed down?
Oh, let's see. Well, I know the United States, some companies definitely do that, and we're also looking at Europe, because Europe's been another area that for years has been kind of neck and neck with the United States. Sometimes they're a little ahead on technology for banks, and sometimes they're a little behind. But those two areas really be Europe as well as the United States.
Excellent.
Those two areas.
Diane, such a pleasure to get to know you a little bit more about your business. You want to give them your URL so we can learn more about your business?
Yes, definitely. So for more information on Zventus, please contact us at www.zventus, and that's ZVENTUS.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Diane. Continued success to you.
Yes, nice talking to you.
You as well. Thank you for joining us on today's edition of LendTech Briefing. Join us next time and subscribe. Thank you.